snowy evening here in Hudson, Wisconsin. I know we're just so excited about it. At least tonight, the roads weren't so terrible, so bonus. My name is Rachel Midford. I teach orchestra at Hudson Middle School. These wonderful, fabulous, flexible students behind me are the 7th grade orchestra. And we are very excited to finally be able to showcase this program, 3 weeks later. Yay!
Hello, my name is Maggie and I play the cello in the 7th grade orchestra. Our first piece this evening is Secret Agent for 40 by Carrie Lang-Russell. This piece is a nod to spy movies like James Bond and Mission Impossible. The number 440 is significant for us string players because 440 is the number fits for our tuning note. The tempo marking is moderate suspicioso, or moderately suspicious. To paint this suspicious atmosphere, you will hear a few times, but the orchestra gets a little too loud, and then there is a corrective shh to remind our agent to stay in the shadows. We hope you enjoy Secret Agent 440.
The 7th grade orchestra's final piece this evening is Wind Chasers by Catherine Greasing. My name is Isabel and I play the violin in the 7th grade orchestra. This piece has helped us work on a new bowing technique called spiccato. This is where we bounce our bows as we play, and it creates a very short and round sound when we play our notes. This piece is also in the key of D minor and has introduced us to playing the note B flat. We hope you enjoy Wind Chasers.
I would also just like to acknowledge in the back of our lovely orchestra back there, you may notice a rather large 7th grader. Just a little bit taller than the rest of them. But this is Jonas Andrews, a wonderful 9th grade bass player who maybe has a sibling that's in the 7th grade orchestra, but very, very nicely was voluntold that he needed to play bass along with us. But it has been really a wonderful help, so just give him one nice. Thank you for being patient. These wonderful students behind me, I have not seen since last week on Wednesday for about 20 minutes, so there you go. But these wonderful students are our 8th grade orchestra, and we are very excited to play our 2 tunes for you.
Hello, my name is Mason Snell and I play the violin in the 8th grade orchestra. Our first piece this evening is The Moon of Winter, arranged by Vincent Gossi. This piece uses the melody from the Canadian Christmas song called the Huron Carol. This piece of music was likely originally composed by Jean de Brebeuf in 1642. This piece has helped us work on playing in the time signature of 2-2, and it includes a key change in the middle of the piece. We hope you enjoy The Moon of Winter.
The 8th grade orchestra's final selection this evening is a medley of songs called an Armed Forces Tribute. On Friday, November 11th, the 8th grade choir band and orchestra students participated in our annual Veterans Day Assembly, finally back in person, yay. It was a thoughtful program to thank the many servicemen and women that have served our country. At this time, if you are a veteran, would you please stand so we may acknowledge your service to our country? An Armed Forces tribute.
Wow. Welcome to tonight's concert. My name is Jack Young, and I teach orchestra here at Hudson High School. And in front of you is our concert orchestra. This is our 10th through 12th graders. And like many of you, we had to add a few weeks of prep time to this concert. So we actually added one more piece. After we do Waltz of the Flowers, we have another holiday piece for you. So we'll let you know when that's coming up. But our first piece today is called the Academic Festival Overture, and it's by Johannes Brahms. And this piece is usually written for full orchestra, and what happened is the our arranger took everything, he reduced it down to just being strings. So stuff that's usually being covered by brass and woodwinds, things like that, you'll hear in the string sections. And it's called the Academic Festival Overture for a couple reasons. Number one, academic in the sense that Johannes Brahms had a brilliant compositional mind. He really knew the art of counterpoint really well, and towards the end of the piece, you'll hear a lot of scale work happening, especially in the violins, but then later on in all the other sections. And that's just how he used those scales, intertwined them, is the academic portion. But the other way this piece is academic is the piece was actually commissioned by a college that wanted Brahms to compose a piece for like a graduation ceremony or something for them. But, and they said, hey, if you do this, we'll give you an honorary degree. Well, aside from that, they also started giving him a list of demands. Don't make it too big of an orchestra. Don't do this, don't do this. So finally, Brahms had a brilliant sense of humor. He decided to put in a few musical jokes just to kind of get back at them. One was, instead of a smaller orchestra, he actually orchestrated it for a huge one. So that was one way he got back at them. But then he took some pieces that typically might, now this is composed in the 1860s, but he took some pieces that might have been usually like drinking songs or things like that for college kids, and threw it in there. Kind of another snub nose at the academic folks that commissioned the work for him. What we're going to do first is, and not all of them were drinking songs, I want to be clear on that. But, so there's 3 songs that we're going to introduce to you really quickly here so you know some things to listen for. First off is called, Was kommt von der Höhe? Yes, Was kommt dort von der Höhe? And this is a song about foxes. Now, you might take it as foxes in the literal sense. However, there is a story for this song that it was actually a freshman hazing song. And so they called them foxes, all the freshmen. Don't worry, 8th graders, this won't happen next year, we promise. So the freshmen were called the foxes, and so there's a kind of a call back and forth of just some jovial sounds. So this is what that melody sounds like. Ready? Here you go. 1 and 2. Great. Cool. All right, next piece is called Wir hatten gebaut ein stattliches Haus. Now, if you don't know German, what this is it's actually was the Western Germany, forgot the word. National anthem. There we go. My goodness. Jeez Louise. It's been a long day. So Western Germany used it, but also in the time of Brahms, around 1860, he was a big, huge fan of the Bismarck. And so to put in some political ideas and just some of his own philosophies and political mind into this, he wanted to get some nationalism into it. So here is this piece. Wir hatten gebaut ein stattliches Haus. Remember, it starts with paper. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I lost it a long time ago, though. All right, so anyway, the last one is called Gaudeamus Igitur. Now, I don't know Latin super well, so I'm not going to try to read it, but I'm going to tell you the basic meaning. The first verse says, "While we're young, let us rejoice, singing out in gleeful tones. After youth's delightful frolic and earth's old age, so melancholic, earth will cover our bones." So this is Gaudeamus Igitur. All right, our next piece, holiday favorites, Waltz of the Flowers. Again, a piece typically written for full orchestra and harp, and we lucked out and we have a really great harp player who's a senior over here joining us this evening. And that's Evie Thorson, by the way. My mind is just going, wee. Okay, sorry. So that's Evie Thorson. She'll be joining us. But I was trying to think, okay, so how can we make this work with full orchestra? We don't usually do full orchestra in the fall concerts. But I lucked out and we found this really great string orchestra arrangement that covers all the parts and is pretty authentic. So I hope you enjoy Waltz of the Flowers. right, before we do our combined piece this evening, we're going to sneak one more in here. This is Happy Holiday / White Christmas. Hope you have a great holiday season. Before we do that, I almost forgot. 10 years ago, we had a concert that we called Concert for a Cause. And the reason for that was there was a little girl who lived in Baldwin Woodville. Her dad is the middle school band director at Viking Middle School. And they discovered a cancerous tumor on her back. And they were able to do a stem cell transplant and everything. 3 months in Rochester, working through that. Just a really difficult time, obviously, for the family. But we did a Concert for a Cause. UW Eau Claire would happen to be on tour at the same time. They came over and we did a concert fundraiser, raising money for the family, and also another local Hudson family who was also having some difficulties with cancer. And then a few years later, we had another orchestra family that was struggling with some stuff, and we helped them out as well. Long story short, there is a donation box in the back tonight. No pressure, please don't feel pressured, but something that we believe in wholeheartedly in this orchestra is helping each other out. And this family just found out, her name is Reese Becker, actually, and the Becker family just found out after 9 months of remission, they discovered cancer again. Just this past weekend. She had surgery today to remove the tumor, but they're hoping that obviously they'll get more word on what's going on, but they're in for another thing at Rochester and all that. So there's a box in the back. If you feel moved to do so, please feel free to drop some money in there. And if students or family want to send money to school here at the high school tomorrow, you can feel free to do that. But just keep the Becker family in your thoughts, prayers, and everything through the season as well. So on that somewhat somber note, otherwise, here we go. Happy Holiday, White Christmas.